This video is from my series that walks you through how to build a career in film and television production. So what do you bring? You bring value, plain and simple. This industry is constantly looking for new people to fill a slot. Those people have to come from somewhere. This is a business of young people. It's a business of youth. It's constantly looking for the person who's new to an industry. So we're going to hold in the back of our heads the fact that the value we provide is the fact that we're new to an industry, we're young, we're inexperienced, we don't know enough to not know to do something, we're willing to try anything and experiment, and we have a lot of free disposable time on our hands. We don't have kids, we don't have a full-time job, we don't have a lot of the commitments that people in their 30s, 40s, and above have. That is the value you bring. Now remember, everyone in this industry, with the exception of very few who had relatives in the business, have been in your exact same shoes. And in my experience, they by and large want to help. They want to help people who they see have potential, they have a spark, and who are movie stupid and have a lot of drive. Most of the people in entertainment started not knowing anyone. And remember, it only takes one or two people for you to get a start. Once you get in the door, once you find your sponsor, once you get connected to someone or a group of people, your network will start to spiderweb out very quickly. This is the time that you're going to build that network. The other thing you have to remember is that the executives who exist in these jobs, they were once you. They are looking for newbies to help. They understand how difficult it is to get connected. They understand how hard it is to tap into and get tapped in to the industry. So they're looking for people. The kind of people they're looking for are people who are relevant, who are smart, and who are driven and persistent without being fucking annoying. That is the key. You have to be persistent and you have to be relevant and smart. If you want to work on our drama and you go to the producers who make variety and award shows and say, I want to work on our drama, and you email them or you try to connect with them, there's no fucking way that's ever going to happen. You have demonstrated that you don't understand their business. If you want to do drama and you're hitting up variety show producers, they don't know how to do drama. They're not connected to drama. Their network doesn't exist. So therefore, they assume that you don't know what the hell you're doing and they'll move on. The people who demonstrate that they're smart are the people who show up, understand the producer who they're talking to, they understand the vertical they want to work in, and they understand how to communicate and how to talk about the projects that are in the vertical that they want to be participating in. So if you want to work in our drama, you're going to go look for a producer who makes our drama, not variety, not award, not sports, not sitcom, not half hours. It's the people who make drama and not features. So you have to understand that you will shine through when you understand the business and you understand the vertical for the person that we're talking to. We need to distinguish ourselves and we need to make a mark. We do that by showing that we're relevant, knowledgeable, and interested. Those are the key points. And you show that by demonstrating that you understand the content these people are working on and you understand the industry in its broader sense. It begins with making one connection that expands out from there. Remember, this is a business of transient labor. You're going to meet a bunch of people, dozens in some cases, on one project, and that project may only last for 3 or 4 months. It is the nature of production work. It's freelance. It's not consistent. It has a certain element of, quote, risk to it because it's not a stable job. However, the pay is good, and you have an opportunity to meet a lot of people very quickly and broaden your network very quickly when you work in film production or you work in television or film production. That will happen for you, but it starts with one person, one connection. Remember, you always want to be able to share your contact information. That is a key point. You want to share it with as many people as you can. In fact, I used to know a wardrobe designer or a costumer who at the end of the show or toward the end, she would literally be passing out cards to all the people, had her name, her phone number, and her email address. That's literally all it had on it. And I think it said she worked in wardrobe or something like that. Or it had a drawing of a dress form or something very wardrobe-y. But she, she used to pass them out to everybody. And it was her calling card. That's how she got connected with people. And people would call her up and talk to her and network and connect. Share your contact information. These days, it's not business cards, although what the hell, it's worth trying, right? So remember, you bring plain and simple value. You bring an understanding of their business. You bring excitement, interest, and knowledge. You want to be curious and you want to be a polymath. If you can do that, you will advance because you provide something of value. Value comes in so many ways. It can come just by learning about the vertical and the producer you're working for. Understand vertical for the producer you're trying to connect with or the target you're trying to connect with. It's not always a producer. It could be someone within a producer's organization that is under the larger studio banner or the larger studio structure. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a producer, but they need to work for that company. They need to be connected to it in some way. But nonetheless, you're finding a way to connect with those targets. One of the ways you can do that is be relevant about their business. If they're making documentaries about elephants, then learn about elephants. Learn whatever you can. Understand that whenever a producer or someone on a project works on a particular thing, let's say they're making a documentary about elephants, and they knew nothing about elephants prior to doing it, they're going to get so immersed in that particular subject, and it can be anything. You might even be working on a movie that takes place in a music background or in a sports background or football or basketball. It could be anything. The point is, understand that when these people work on these shows, they become so immersed in them, oftentimes they get interested in that subject and they learn a ton about it. It doesn't hurt to take a look more deeply into the projects that the producers and the assistants and all the people working on them have learned about. You might pick up some clues and you might find something to connect about. Become conversational and interested in what they're doing and what they're working on. Also, the other thing you can bring value with is you learn how to schedule and you learn how to keep work organized. One of the biggest things in production is there's just not enough time in the day to do all the work that's required. If you can figure out how to schedule and organize that work so that it can get done and it can get done more efficiently, that is big time value. So remember, when you're thinking about what do I bring to these people? How do I connect? I'm not worthy. Drop the conversation. Put that little voice in the back of your head. Send it away. Put it away. The fact is, you bring value. This is a two-way conversation. This is a two-way street. You bring value. That value gets paid a particular amount of money in some way, shape, or form. You have to remember that. It's not you asking for something hat in hand. You're actually bringing something to help the people who are in these jobs, who are hiring for the assistant jobs. You have to remember that.